Hey guys, so today we are going to do a bit of a cut down rundown. I've got 4 different cut down calls that I'm going to blow a little bit and we're kind of going to talk about. I've always traditionally kind of been a J-frame guy, and in the last few years I've kind of come to embrace the cut down call a little bit more, just kind of for its kind of barky, more aggressive tone. And birds really seem to respond to it well. You know, they're kind of seem to be traditionally a call that's used more in the south, hunting in the timber and running traffic. And I use them out here on the West Coast in Washington, and they seem to work really well. So let's get right into it. I have a Rolling Thunder Game Calls original cut down. We're going to go over that one. I've got my favorite cut down call and a call that stays on my lanyard all the time. This is the D.C. Mondo LTS by Rich and Tone. Love that one. I've got another Mondo here, which is an original Mondo. You can see it's quite a bit larger. This is a limited edition diamond wood model that I ordered from Max Prairie Wings a few years ago. And then we've got the Duck Commander Cutdown 2.0, which is probably not one you see too often, but I bought this one from Rogers Sporting Goods. And it doesn't really perform like the other cut downs, but it's got kind of a unique sound, so we'll talk about that one as well. So here we go. So again, this is the Rolling Thunder Game Calls original cut down. Here's what it sounds like. So, again, good sounding call. I would say moderate volume. It's not quite as loud as even the Mondo LTS. Now, this is a plastic call. This is not acrylic like the Mondo, and even the Duck Commander is acrylic as well. So that seems to generate a little bit more volume than a plastic call. They're slightly more dense. The acrylic is slightly more dense. So again, that is the Rolling Thunder Game Calls original cut down. It's about $50. You can find these at Bass Pro Shops, Rogers, places, pretty much any place that sells waterfowl hunting stuff. Excuse me, you can probably find this call. All right, here's my favorite. This is the DC Mondo LTS. This call retails for about $149.99. It's my favorite. It's got a shorter barrel. One thing I'd like to mention about the cut down call that's quite a bit different than the J-frame, these calls, you have to blow them differently. They require more air, and so you're kind of hitting them in these short, strong bursts as opposed to, the way you might operate a J-frame call. So anyways, here's the DC Mondo. You can see different tone. To me, this call is a little bit easier to operate. It requires a little bit less air than really any of the other ones. That's my favorite one. To me, that sounds the duckiest out of any of the cut down calls that I have blown. And it's, like I said, this thing's had a regular spot on my lanyard and pretty much been my main call for, I would say, the better part of 3 seasons now, maybe 4 seasons. So great call here if you're trying to get into blowing a cut down. It's a good call for that. A good call to start out with. Here's the DC Mondo original. Like I said, this is a diamond wood model. I probably can't see it very well in that kind of light, but very beautiful call. A limited run. And here's what this one sounds like. Totally different tone than the LTS. Here we go. So again, totally different sounding, a little bit higher pitched on the quack, but not quite as much range on the hail call or greeting call. Oh, I forgot to mention, this call was about 80 bucks, I believe, or between 80 and 100. It was on sale. Usually the wood Mondos are around 80 bucks. I don't use this one very often. It's kind of more of a display call that I keep on my my call display over here. I do own a lot of Rich and Tone calls. I like their calls. They make a great duck call. Anyways, DC Mondo Original Diamond Wood. Last but, well, probably least, honestly. I don't use this call very much at all. I think I've maybe used it in the field a couple times. This is the Duck Commander Cutdown 2.0. And again, to me, this call basically operates just like a J-frame. I don't really notice that much difference between the J-frame and the Cutdown. But they claim that this call provides all the volume you'll ever need. This call, I believe, was about 40 bucks. I got it from Rogers Sporting Goods. Here's what the Duck Commander 2.0 sounds like. So, completely, totally different sound. Very nasally. It's a double reed, so it's kind of got some weird rasp. Sounds very similar to other Duck Commander calls to me. In many cases, I've noticed that their calls are very difficult to make them sound good. They make them sound great, but you go buy one of these things, and a lot of time, like 8 times out of 10, you can't get them to sound good. This one, I think I immediately pulled it apart and retuned it. Anyways, that is the Cutdown 2.0 by Duck Commander. Guys, I hope you found this video interesting, perhaps somewhat informative. If you're interested in purchasing a cut-down call or kind of getting into moving towards using cut-downs or incorporating them into your lanyard or onto your lanyard if you're a J-frame guy, the cut-down is a cool call to have. It's a cool tool to have in the bag, because they sound different. They're louder, they're barkier, they're a lot lower pitched usually, with the exception of this one. And ducks just aren't quite as used to hearing them. So they can give you a little bit of an advantage, especially if you're hunting public grounds and you got a lot of guys who are blowing J-frames. So anyways, thank you for watching, and we should be able to get some more duck call content out here relatively soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.